even though that file is going to be converted, it's going to be extra stuff that we don't need.
Okay.
So
So great.
great. Now we're starting from scratch.
Hi, son.
Hey, Mom. Hey, family. Welcome to another episode of Bonding with Mater and Sater, the first Black mother and son podcast.
I am Brooklyn Potts, Mater.
And I'm James Eaton, aka Sater. I'm gonna have to be hugging the mic because of technical difficulties to avoid echoes. So if you hear that, which I hear now, I'm sorry, I can't fix it. It's gonna be like muddled out. So I'm going to, as I go, I'm going to try to figure out how to minimize it as I'm talking, or maybe I shouldn't talk as much. So the podcast is going to be leaned on Mater this episode. So yeah.
So I'm going to carry the show.
Yes. Carry the show. Um
Mhm.
few things we got to get to before we really start. The last episode we thought that we found our first fan, and while the people that we know in our lives are fans of the show and can be fans of the show, what I meant with the whole first fan thing, you get all this free stuff for life, is that it had to be someone we didn't know, someone that just came across our podcast, however way, and just became a fan of the show. So shouts out to Kimberly K. Parker, but she's actually a friend of my father's that supported the show. And I appreciate that. Trust me, we do. And we talked, and I said that she'll get a free t-shirt when we get our merch and stuff down the line. But uh give me I'm gonna put a stamp on it. Give it next episode. I'm gonna come up with a contest for our first fan. There's some things behind the scenes that I'm still trying to, work out the kinks with, but we're gonna find our first fan. Don't you worry.
Yes, definitely. Like you said, shout out to Kimberly K. Parks.
Parker.
We Parker, we do
Mm.
appreciate you viewing us. Um, but however, you are already actually a part of the family. So thank you for the love that you have, shown us. So we appreciate your comments. So keep on commenting. Also ask us, questions or whatever, engage. Just, continue to be, um, in my mind, you are still, um, your family.
Family. All
Yeah.
all of our fans are all of our fans are family. So
Yeah.
it's a big family here. I want to also shout out my friend Katie from work. She watches, and I can attest to it too, because we was talking about the
Mhm.
show, and she was like referencing things that was like deep into the episodes, and I was like, oh, so,
Hi. Okay.
okay.
Hi,
All right,
Katie.
Katie.
Yes.
So shout out to Katie. Shout out all my friends that support and like our stuff, and everyone that gave a real, like, genuine reaction to our podcast starting. So shout out to y'all. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yep. So with that out the way, I think the next slew of topics is going to be some bad news. So let's just get into it. Oh, what? More technical difficulties. Yay me. Hold on. I definitely edited this. And it's not even showing up on screen. Jesus Christmas. All right.
Oh.
We're gonna pause. Hold on. And we're back. Yep,
Oh,
yep.
you know what? I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you I got my second COVID shot on Friday.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
How do you feel?
I feel great. I feel way better than I did. I think I had a reaction to the first shot. Second shot was easy peasy. My arm is not as sore. I don't have those body aches that I was having. No headache or anything. Just a little tired,
Mhm.
but great. So now I'm fully vaccinated.
Did you get the Johnson shot?
No, I got the Moderna shot. So hopefully, well, so far Moderna has been kind of leading the way, with leaps and bounds. I haven't heard any negativity behind the Moderna shot, but the Pfizer, I'm hearing that you probably have to take a third shot. which if Moderna comes up with that, I'm not gonna take a third shot. This, two, and I'm done.
Mm,
Whatever is going to happen is going to happen. I still have reservations about, just me getting it. I just feel like it may be somewhat of a defense in case I do get it. What they're saying is that you won't, you less likely to be hospitalized than you are, without the shot.
okay.
Yeah.
You said Pfizer, right?
Pfizer, they're talking about you, they're saying that you may have to get a third shot.
Okay. Yeah.
Moderna seems to be, you know, leading.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because my friend Cam, I think she got the Pfizer shot. Have you ever
Mm.
heard of a word called piecemeal?
Piecemeal, that's oh yeah, I've heard of it, but I can't think of what that is right now.
Piecemeal
Is
is
that something
basic.
to do with construction?
No, no, no,
I'm thinking about construction.
no. Piecemeal is basically when you do things like bit by bit,
Okay.
like you take your time with something, like you're
Yeah, well, piecemealing, that's something to do with construction too.
okay.
You doing, yeah.
Yeah, I
Hmm.
never heard that word before until today. I was talking to my friend Cam. So, but yeah, and I kind of like the that term because that's basically what podcasting is. That I've learned from doing this. As we go, we just have so much to figure out and things that we want to do and just stuff like that. So the whole process has been, a lot of piecemeal, but I like it. I enjoy it.
It is authentic. It's organic. It's our organic, selves. We're not doctors and lawyers. We don't have these big degrees, behind our name. We're just a mother and a son, who just wanted to do something together. So if that's piecemealing, then I'm enjoying it too.
One thing that doesn't seem to be piecemealing is the news with all this bad stuff that's going on. It's starting to feel very 2020-ish around these times are very 2020-ish. And so much
Yeah.
happened last year that I think we're just become like desensitized to a lot of stuff. To be the bearer of bad news, we lost another hip hop legend, if you will, Black Rob. Are you familiar with him, Mom?
No, not at all.
You're definitely familiar with the song Whoa.
Oh,
Yes, that's him.
wow.
He just passed. It literally like they announced it maybe like a hour ago, if that.
How old was he?
51.
Okay.
51s, so last week, of course, DMX passed at the age of 50. And while that was happening, I think over the last couple of weeks, we got like videos of Black Rob, in the hospital, saying he's, basically homeless and
Mm.
he's having a really tough time. And the people around him were trying to start a GoFundMe and raise awareness as to his condition because we don't want to lose another legend in rap if we don't have to. But
Now, was he on the rap scene like for a long time, or is he fairly new?
no, no. I mean, the song "Whoa" came out like in the '90s, like '97, like was popular in the late '90s. But that
Okay.
song "Whoa" is just that's a classic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That song alone makes him a legend. His album did well afterwards, but he kind of had a short career. Yeah, they were
One of those unsung people.
yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure he has a brilliant story and fascinating story, behind his career. But yeah, as a recent news, he was in very grave condition, just sick, very sick, and they was trying to raise money for him to at least have a place to live. There's no reason for someone to have a massive hit and fans and stuff like that, someone that was at once at his stature, to just be homeless now. You know what I
You
mean?
know, I that's not to cut you off, but I have a problem with the way America, conducts itself. And that's why people are pushing for Medicare for all. A lot of the stars, as big as they are, they don't have health insurance. They don't have coverage because they don't have like the 9 to 5 job to clock in and clock out. And you work so many hours, so now you got a, sick time, you got sick leave, you got, once you're sick, it seems like, in Hollywood, you're just sick. I guess maybe a lot of them maybe have Obamacare, or when they're contracted into once the to do something, to do a project, once that project is completed, then what? So the Medicare for all, I think, should happen in this country. I think that we deserve to know that we can seek medical attention when we have issues. Now a lot of people don't believe that, but I feel like that's the least we could do.
With that being said, he did unfortunately pass. I'm not sure of what, but I was listening to another podcast and they was talking about it, and they said that he apparently had 4 strokes, like just in his life. So he's been sick for a while.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
And and the stress, stress causes stroke. The stress of being homeless, the stress of, how are you gonna just take care, meet your everyday day-to-day needs.
Yeah.
He probably had a lot of losses, what no the income wasn't coming in, from the song Whoa, we don't know what type of
What deal he
um
signed?
yeah, what type of deal he signed, royalties. We just don't know. You never know what a person, we see TV, we see these people on TV, and we just never know, what they're going through in real life.
Yeah. And I just gotta add this too. Kind of narrative that was behind Black Rob's death is that, he was signed to Bad Boy, and of course that's Diddy's label. And Diddy just recently called out the big companies in regards to the marketing dollars that they put invest in black companies, that it's not enough. You know what I mean? And he like kind of just put the companies on blast, and then people was like, whoa, 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 hold on, Diddy. You can say all this about the companies, and that's well and good, but how about the way you treat your artists and the deals that they signed? And while he said this whole thing was happening with Black Rob. You know what I mean? He's
Oh
literally home.
wow.
You know. And
Wow.
then today, he passed, and on the shade room, you see Diddy in his mansion dancing to a new like TikTok dance. You know what I mean? It's just like
Mhm,
just
mhm.
the optics of it. It's just like it's unfortunate. So rest in peace to Black Rob. It's a cautionary tale, I guess, or just an example of neglect that happens in the entertainment industry and what it could lead to. So rest in peace to Black Rob. Rest in peace to DMX as well. It's two legends back to back, 1 year apart, or the
Re-
age they were when they died was 1 year apart.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, so rest in peace. And then man, it's so much stuff happened. I'm just gonna scroll through and we're just gonna talk about it. Oh wait.
Yep. That happened.
A moment of happiness. Okay.
There you go. Yeah.
Yep, yep. But now,
So we could talk about that. Go back.
okay.
Yeah. So I think you got the height right and everything.
The as far as seeing the logo.
Yeah. The hue of our skins. I think you got that right too. I think you pegged that just right.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Like you say, we don't have these major degrees behind us, but I've got my creative side definitely from you. You're a very creative person. You're very artsy. I wouldn't call myself artsy, but I can have a vision in mind and try to, display it and create it the best way I know how.
I
And
think you did an awesome job with our logo.
yeah, yeah, I love it. I love it. It's definitely what I was trying to convey. And yeah, and then too, I forgot to mention this as well. Yes, we have a new website up. By the time you're watching this, I'll probably like post a little video just showcasing it. And then also
Okay.
too, we we did a lot of test episodes before we officially came out. Those will be coming out as well. So look for that on either Thursday or Friday. We're gonna have a test episode out that we're gonna put out every so often. So just keep an eye out for that.
And just mention that they are kind of dated,
Yes,
with but still interesting.
still interesting. Yes, yes, they are dated. We'll have timestamps and in the descriptions to you can see the topics that we're talking about beforehand. But yes, I think the first one dates back to to July, and then the rest of them kind of date back to the beginning of this year. So they're not too
Mhm.
dated, but dated nonetheless.
Yeah.
Yes. So on to bad news. Another mass shooting, 8 people dead, and the gunman killed himself as well.
Wow.
I don't even know what to say. Just rest in peace to to everyone. Condolences to the family. This is nuts, But I think a lot of this may have to do, and it's probably insensitive to think of a motive, but like just the spur of all this craziness going on is, a result of not only the coronavirus and the financial and probably mental effects that it had on people, but then also Trump's presidency. What I mean, with
Hmm.
all these racially motivated shootings and mass killings and things of the nature. So
Well, we're right, along with, chronologically how, the Bible tells us how the end times, and I do believe that we are, nearing end times with, how things like this will happen, and man, I can't quote it. I don't know that scripture. Maybe my scholars can, my biblical scholars can, you know, comment on it, but how we are living in the last days, and that, man will, the evil that man will do, um, won't think twice about it, in so many words.
mhm.
So, it's pretty sad that, we kind of touch bases on things like this, but these are real issues and real things that are going on, and our children, are growing up and seeing this and stuff, and I just pray God's protection, over their little ears and eyes, and that their hearts will go another direction.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
like we talked about, the next generation will definitely change things. Like I said,
Yeah.
I don't even know. It's a string of bad news. I don't even know what's going to come up next. But in Chicago, this 13-year-old kid, he was walking at night. I didn't these when stuff like this happen with police killings. I try not to even watch the videos. It's too traumatic. It'll ruin my day. But
Mhm.
I seen a photo of the video, and this kid, he has his hands up, clearly no weapon, and they kill him anyway.
Mm.
13-year-old kid, seventh grade.
Wow. Black.
Um, Probably, I believe Hispanic, if I'm not mistaken.
Mhm.
But
It doesn't matter,
a
just the
child,
kid no less, condolences to his family.
yeah, and I don't really know too much about Chicago, but Chicago is not it's a dangerous city, but it's not like a city that's not progressive. You know what I mean? It's
Mhm.
not like a old school racist, you know, southern state where like stuff like this can happen, and then we just go about our business. I feel like Chicago, and I hope Chicago takes measures to this to where it's like they make it an example of the police that did this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's thinking, unfortunately.
Well, it's just a social injustice that has followed, the black people, from most of them are probably from the southern states, and they migrated up to, Chicago, and just the unfair, unequal social, economic, you know, system points to racism.
Yeah, yep, definitely. And the police force or the police departments around the country are rooted in that. So,
Well, you know what? When you think about it, when you think about um, you know, justice, the justice system, when you think, how it, goes from being arrested, going to court, all these are institutions that were put in place by white people.
mhm,
And when we didn't have any control over, you know, any of this, nor a say. As a matter of fact, it was actually designed to lock us away because we weren't even considered, citizens.
Mm.
So, doing when all this was, you think all the way back to the chain gang, you think all the way back to, the 15th Amendment and all that stuff, all those institutions, every institutions that were ever created, I don't care what it is, in America, was designed by white people. And so we don't have our own system as to how things go. We didn't even have an input. We have somewhat of an input now, but believe it or not, those things are still controlled by white people, by higher, up. And it's embedded since white people came to America.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. Very, very just
I mean, think about it, schools, the court system, you know, hospitals, everything.
mhm.
Which goes, down to our insurances. It goes down to just everything. Churches, derived from just everything.
Yeah. Yeah, all the infrastructure and stuff that they build, and you know,
Well, we built it. We
well,
built it.
we built the country, they built the system.
They built the system, and the system was designed, and I don't want to sound like this person who, woe is us, because no, not woe is us, but we have to be smart and we got to stay woke, and we got to know our history, and we have to know, why things are the way they are, so that we can start to change things, and
Um,
definitely teach our children, so that they won't, because it'll just repeat itself.
right, exactly. And I think that, we're gonna be better off than what we are now in the decades to come.
Hmm.
I hope so, but I feel so much stuff is changing at such a fast pace that I think, and people are actively fighting for to break this system down and rebuild it.
And rebuild it. Sometimes you have to destroy a system,
Hmm.
or our institution, in order to rebuild it stronger, on a stronger foundation. They say the foundation was on, upon God, but God doesn't operate like that,
Hmm.
in hate and out of fear. To say that it was, our forefathers, and you know they were Christians and all that stuff, is BS.
Yep.
Now, I think a lot of them had, some revelations after they, saw all the damage and the harm that it did. It just was a lot of damage done. And, and it was done in such a way to it will take, centuries to undo it.
Yeah. For sure. For sure. Definitely agree with it, and I'm hopeful for the future, of course. And but yeah, rest in peace to Adam Toledo, senseless killing, done by the police. And I don't even know what's gonna slide next, but let's see.
There's that.
Another senseless killing done by the police. So earlier this week, I believe, if not last week, Deontay Wright, 20-year-old kid, in Minneapolis, where George Floyd was killed, about a year ago, almost a year ago, was killed by this lady that's in this picture right here, Kim Potter, um, during a routine traffic sight. I think it was something about his tags, or not even probably his tags. I heard something about his the little air fresheners that hang from the rear view mirror.
Something stupid.
Something stupid, something that he probably didn't even need to be pulled over for. But a tidbit that I got, I don't know how true it is. Because like I said, stuff like this happens. I try to just tune it out. Apparently, she was training somebody on the job that day.
Hmm.
Did you hear
Hmm.
that?
Yes.
And I could imagine the thought process of maybe this lady. Let's say she's a racist. Let's say she got this job to be a cop to, to feel that power and, turn her hate and use that power to enforce her hate, right?
Hmm. Right.
She's training this person. She's training this person. Stops Deontay Wright. You know, oh, it's a black kid. I'm gonna show him. All right, I'm a show off for the rookie here.
Hmm.
Traffic stop. she feels the need to tase this person, to tase Deontay Wright for no probably for no reason, honestly, just because he's black, just because he can, just because she can, just to show off. Pulls out a gun instead and shoots him,
Mm,
and just and not and I don't even buy the whole taser thing, but she just wanted to be reckless, just for the sake of being reckless,
mhm.
and was so hyped up in that moment to show off in front of the rookie. She pulls a gun out and shoots this person, Deontay Wright, and kills him. That's what
Mhm.
I imagine happened.
Carelessness,
Hmm.
so all her thought and training just went out the window, just trying to, you know,
Show off.
trying to
Yeah.
flexing, and we can only assume that, um, really what was going through her head. My thing is that I think, just it's a traffic stop. He found out he had a warrant. With them finding out that he had an arrest, a warrant for his arrest. Was that something that was life threatening to anybody? And if he ran, let him run. You'll catch him again.
Right. So he what was reported that happened? Because like I said, I didn't even pay too much attention to it. I just got tidbits from the stuff I've heard
They
and
they
read.
pulled she pulled him over. She was training a rookie, like you
Mhm.
said. She was a,
Mhm.
a trainer. She pulled him over, and they ran his plates or whatever, ran his license. I think he, succumbed to all that. I guess he had to, because in order for them to know what his name was and to find out that he had an arrest for his, a warrant for his arrest, they had to have done, you know, follow certain protocol or procedures. Of course, the young man, it spooked him or whatever, because he thinks he's going to go to jail. So, he runs.
Mhm.
Probably didn't have that talk with, his parent, because it looked like his mom was white and his dad was black. Um, not that talk of what you do when a police pulls you over. So, in my opinion, I just think that she should have just let him run, and that should be an ongoing policy that should be changed. If that person is not wanted for a murder, or physically harming somebody, then let them go.
Yeah, I
Let
agree.
them let them go. There is nothing, that a person, if he was wanted for some tickets, you know, and now he's got a warrant out for his arrest, let him go.
Let
Did
him
he
go.
cause an accident that caused somebody to be killed? You know,
Right.
or you got the information on the kids. Go to his house and go get him.
Yeah, there's
Wait
10,000
for him to
ways for you
come
to
out.
catch him.
Yeah, wait for him to come out. And then get him.
Yep.
Go there with nothing but tasers and just tase them and get them. You know what I mean? For
Hmm.
whatever.
Right.
But something has to be done.
Yeah.
And I don't want to really rant over it, because we could be all day about what the police should and shouldn't do.
Honestly, yeah. So rest in peace to Deontay Wright, 20 years old, a father as well, had a 1-year-old son. So just another father lost to, and young man lost to police violence, police brutality. I don't even like that term because it sweetens it. A police murder. You know?
Yeah.
So what's next? This, oh man, this infuriated me. I actually saw this video. I actually took the time to just see what was going on with this video. Did you hear about this? The,
What is it?
a kid, he was walking around, in a black kid walking
Oh
around
yeah.
predominantly white neighborhood, similarities to the whole Trayvon Martin thing. But he's walking around minding his business in a white neighborhood. The sergeant sees him and presses him, say, what are you doing here? Try
He was a sergeant.
um yes, he was a sergeant in the army. Yes. I don't got his name. I don't even want to say his name, but
Yeah.
yeah, he pressed the kid saying, "What are you doing in this neighborhood?" Probably he's black, up to no good. Just pressing him, and this army sergeant's a big dude, big huge guy.
Mhm.
The kid's probably my size, and the kid is clearly scared, but he's standing up for himself, but he's also not pressing the issue because this sergeant dude looked like he was about to hit him,
Mm.
like beat him up. So the kid's almost defenseless. So this grown big white man is just pressing him about walking around on the sidewalk. And I can understand if this dude was walking in people's driveways and playing ding dong ditch or something like that, but the sidewalk is not anyone's property. It's not if you the sidewalk in front of your house is not
Does
your
not belong
property.
to you.
Does not
Yeah.
belong to you. Anyone can walk there. So
Unless it's different in some states, I don't know, but I know here and
I
everywhere else I've lived.
I doubt it.
Yeah,
I doubt
yeah.
it. But so
I
yeah,
mean, you're only responsible for. I think you're only responsible for when you're a homeowner, and if there's a crack in the curb or something, and you know, yeah.
yeah. And it's just nuts. 'Cause it's the entitlement. It's so
Mhm.
many variables to what racism is and what white privilege is, and just the ideology behind it that's just displayed in this video.
Mhm.
Oh, who's this little black, the word I want to say, kid walking around in my neighborhood? He's probably gonna steal something. I'm gonna show him. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's
Mhm.
just that thought, just the idea that you can just go do that. There's no black man that's um that's gonna go and do that to some white boy walking around this neighborhood because we don't have that train of thought and that hate in our minds and heart. We're not raised that way, but these
Right.
people are. This happened in
I mean, we would think if somebody was walking through our, predominantly, black neighborhood, oh, what that white kid doing out there?
right. Yeah, you always want to
Yeah.
say what's up to him. You know what I
Like
mean? Like
that's weird.
introduce yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how we operate. But and this happened in South Carolina. So luckily, the kid he ended up pushing the kid kind of hard. He didn't fall to the ground or anything, but he pushed the kid, and that's enough for anybody to be charged with assault. So they did arrested him and charged him with assault. Um,
Nice.
whatever military affiliation he had, they got wind of it and are reprimanding him for it. From what I've
Uh,
seen, and the community really came to bat for this kid. They I guess the next day people were crowded around the guy's house, in protest with signs saying, "My job is to make racist people uncomfortable."
mm,
Kudos to them for that. I love that they came to bat for this kid because he was by himself, just like Trayvon was by himself, and there was no one there for him. And just to think that, what if this sergeant just had a gun on him? If he's
right.
already acting like that, imagine what
Would
a gun
would have ended very differently. Yeah.
would amplify his intentions to harm this kid. So, a bad story, but a good ending, sort of. But
Okay.
I'm glad he wasn't hurt. Man, how do we? I think what's next?
Well, I think. Oh, go ahead.
Now go ahead and say what you had to say.
No, go ahead. Go
All right,
ahead.
boom. Snowfall. Snowfall, man. It's black trauma. It's based on a true story, but for some reason, it's like I'm happy that it's on. I'm happy that I'm watching it. I think it's
Mhm.
there's lessons in it and there's a cautionary tale. I don't see things like this and get inspired and get influenced to sell drugs or murder people. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
Mhm.
I just, like I said, I want to be an actor. So seeing a show like this, just being well done and well put together and black actors working and a show, one of the most popular shows in America is being held by a black cast is inspiring to me. So yeah, it's good and bad, but that's the positive outlook that I have on it, and definitely one of my
Absolutely.
favorite shows. Yeah. So let me run you up to speed of what's going on. Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
Mhm.
Last time we probably talked about this, the reporter spilled the beans on what's happening with the CIA in Franklin. The CIA is giving drugs to Franklin to sell and is funding a illegal war. And
Mm,
the reporter got the information from Franklin's dad to like basically confirm it and put a stamp on it.
okay.
CIA obviously is not happy about that, and they killed the reporter.
Oh, they did.
They killed the reporter. Reporter is
The
done.
Asian lady. The Asian lady.
Asian lady
Okay.
done for. So, like I said, spoiler alert, she's done
Mm,
for. Um, and in the background with that, that caused some tension with Franklin and his father, and they're basically split up. The mom is conflicted because she loves her. I think they're
her
married.
son and her husband.
Her son and
Yeah.
her husband, so she's kind of in a tough place. But then in the meantime, Franklin's dealing with a war that's going on between not even at first it was Man Boy and Scully just duking it out. Then they came. These are other drug people that Franklin worked with.
Right.
They were duking it out. They pieced it up because Scully is dating Man Boy's sister, and they have a child together. And they did have a child together because they were out for Leon, and I can't remember why, but they were out for Leon. Leon gets the drop on him, sprays up the car. The Scully's girlfriend survives, but their daughter that was in the car dies. So Leon kills the daughter. Um, they're out for Leon. They tell Franklin to give Leon up. He's like, no. Fast forward, the Scully's girlfriend kills Fatback, which is Leon's like bodyguard, basically. They're at the funeral for Fatback, and girlfriend and a few girls drive by and shoot up the place, and they shoot Louie, who is Franklin's uncle's girlfriend, Uncle Jerome, the big dark skinned muscle dude. His girlfriend,
Yeah.
and is in grave condition, but it seems like she's going to pull through. But now they're out for blood. And a very interesting scene that happened last episode was Jerome is ready to shoot everybody, kill everybody,
Mm,
go up to where Man Boy's hideout, shoot up everybody, but Man Boy's expecting it. Jerome would have been killed for sure. And Franklin knows that, and he tries to stop it. And mind you, Franklin is basically handicapped because he was shot last season, so he's been
right.
on a cane this whole season. And he stops him by fighting Jerome. Like, you have to like beat me to death before I let you go and do something stupid. And they have a little
Right.
scrap, and he beats up Franklin real good, but ultimately he stops him from shooting him. Franklin's girlfriend was basically setting him up the whole time to try to give Man Boy the plug to the CIA.
Oh wow.
So Franklin finds out. They set up a meeting between him and Man Boy to give him a plug, but obviously Man Boy thinks it's a setup. So he goes to Franklin's girlfriend's house to like beat her up, but the girlfriend stabs Man Boy, and Franklin and them are there because they knew that that Man Boy was going to show up. So
Mm-hmm.
he's bleeding out, and Franklin shoots him, gives his last dying words, and Franklin kills him.
Oh wow.
Franklin kills him, but then because his girlfriend set him up and he knew about it, he spares her life, but basically puts the blame on Man Boy's death on the girlfriend. So she's done for.
Right.
She's locked up. She's out the way.
Okay.
But now we still have to deal with Scully's girlfriend.
He's making enemies everywhere.
Yeah, yeah. So Scully's girlfriend, she tried to hire some people to kill Leon, and they find Leon. But when they find Leon, Franklin is there and offers them more money, basically to become hit men or hit girls because they're women.
Mm-hmm.
And they call up Scully's girlfriend and they say, "We got Leon," because, like I said, Leon killed her daughter.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So when they meet up, boom, it's a setup. The girls are there. Scully's girlfriend is there. Franklin and everyone is there. So Leon gives his piece and like says like, "Hey, I did not mean to kill your daughter. I'm so sorry." And the intent is to kill Khadijah, but in Leon's eyes, he's trying to like spare her in some way. someone
Mhm.
try to, make it so that she doesn't have to die. But, obviously that's not the case. So in the midst of them talking, Jerome just boom shoots her dead
Mm.
because of what she did to Louis. And now it's so much happened and it seems like it's the end, but the last remaining thing is what's going to happen between Franklin and his father.
Oh, okay. That'll be interesting.
And that's the season finale. So season finale is going to be next week. So I'm very excited to talk about it. And we're not going to get into too much of it now, but another show that I like is The Godfather of Harlem. And that's with Forrest Whitaker playing Bumpy Johnson.
Mhm.
It's on Epics. You probably don't have that, but I'm going to pay for it to watch it. I might, I'm going to pay for it to watch it. And if you're interested in it, it's more like crime stuff, but I'll give you the password
Okay.
when I get it.
Sounds good.
Yeah, and we'll talk about that next week.
Sounds good.
So yeah, that's it. That's all. I
No,
think
it's not.
you wanted to. I was
It's
gonna
not.
segue. I
That's
was
not
gonna
it.
segue.
That's all.
I was gonna
That's
segue.
it. That's all for you.
Mm-hmm.
So I came up with this. Just want to see how well you know me.
Okay.
I got questions for you. Okay.
All right.
And this is to see how well
Mater,
Seder
Mater knows Mater.
knows Mater. That's the question. Does Seder really know Mater?
Mm.
Okay. So, what do you think, or where would you think my dream vacation would be?
um, Jamaica.
Why?
Um, I don't know. uh,
So
maybe
you just
because the culture and like I don't know Jamaicans in their hair. You know what I
oh,
mean?
okay. You saved yourself,
Yeah.
but nope. It would be
Israel. I knew it had to be something biblical.
yep. It would be Israel.
I
I
just
would love to. I would absolutely love to visit Israel just to do that. I don't know what it's called. The Muslims call it a Hajj. I think they call it a Hajj or something.
mhm.
Um, for Christians, it would just be the Holy Land. I would just love to visit Israel, just for the history, for the biblical aspect of it, you know. So yeah, that would be my dream vacation.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
So question number two: what do you think I wanted to be as a child when I grew up?
A nurse,
Why?
because you told me you wanted to be a nurse.
I can't stand you.
Yep. See,
A
yeah,
nurse.
I be paying attention. I be paying attention.
Okay. All right.
Why did you want to be a nurse? What did something inspire you or intrigue you about it, or what?
Well, I just think it's just my personality type to be that nurturer, and nurses are nurturers.
Mm.
Um,
I wonder
you
if
know,
that's. I'm trying to cut you off. I wonder if that's what the name derives from. Nurse, nurturer. Just me thinking.
probably,
Mhm.
probably. I did. I actually was a medical assistant at one time right out of high school. Um, and I did go to school for about a year to be a LPN, but then I got married and started having children, and then that just
Yeah.
yeah. So an important thing is for women, you know, stay with your dreams. Don't let love and marriage detour you.
Yeah.
That's what I did.
Yeah. Don't listen too much to Kevin Samuels. You know what that is?
No.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Next question. Don't worry about it. Next question.
Okay. What food do I hate?
Ooh, that's excellent because you like you want me to eat everything. So I can't imagine the food that you hate. Let me think. Liver.
No, I love liver and onions.
I
I,
say nothing
I
about.
don't eat it all the time, but I do like it.
Yeah, I don't even know.
Uh,
I honestly don't know because you just show me.
so why would you think liver though?
because liver is nasty. But I remember eating liver because you made it. So I don't even know why I said that. Black eyed peas are disgusting.
They
So
taste like dirt.
they taste like just like salt. Like I'm just eating like a ball of salt.
Really? Well, you must have had just. They're not a. You have to add the salt to them.
Yeah, but like I mean, I guess otherwise, if it's not salty, you're just eating dirt, basically. It's but black eyed peas
Salty
are
dirt.
disgusting. So, and you know what? I would have never guessed that, but at the same time, now that it's out there that you said it, I do not remember you making black eyed peas that much. Like, or
No,
plain.
I probably made it for New Year's just because it's a tradition,
Yeah, but
and
gonna be.
yeah. And
Yeah.
maybe I did put too much salt in there trying to make it taste good or something. I don't know.
I actually remember eating black eyed peas at at my father's girlfriend's house. So
Yeah.
yeah. Not his current girlfriend from back in the day. Let's leave this. Yeah, next question.
Okay. If I could be an animal, what animal do you think I would be? Would it be a cat? Would it be B, a dog? Or would it be C, a bird?
A bird,
Why?
because birds can travel freely. They don't have to be stuck in one place. They can, if they want to go, they can go. I feel like even if a bird is not an eagle, it's still grace. Flying is a graceful act to see. You just look up in the sky, you see a bird just flying. It's just graceful and peaceful, and it is a sense that they don't have a care in the world. They're just out, just living. So I'd say a bird.
You say your mother would want to be a bird if she could be an animal.
Yes,
You know what? It's a dog.
a dog.
A dog, but I actually like
My
your way of
explanation, right?
thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So explain to me why you want to be a dog. But before you do that, let me explain to you. I would never pick if my mom asked me what type of animal she would be. I would never be like, yeah, my mom's a dog for sure. That's like saying another word that I will never say. But
Right.
explain to me why you are wanted to be a dog.
So I changed it to a bird, but I'll tell you why I picked the dog.
Okay, okay.
So I picked the dog because I think that dogs are some of the best treated, animals, aside from humans,
Mm.
there are just laws that, dogs, you cannot do XYZ to a dog, but you can do it to a human and almost get away with it. So it would have to be a dog that, that is well taken care of.
Mm.
If I had the choice, it would be a dog that was definitely well taken care of.
Yeah. The funny
But
thing
you
is,
know, but now that I think about it, that sounds so stupid. The bird sounds so much better.
yeah.
So
The funny
see,
thing
you're
was,
helping me.
yeah, 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 yeah. Well, we're gonna put this out, but yeah, you can run with. Yeah, I always wanted to be a bird. Let's just keep it at that. Don't even say the whole dog thing.
Okay, so question number 5. What do you think is my biggest fear?
I'd have to say losing one of us. As to why, I would think that's any parents, especially mother's biggest fear is to lose their children. Um, if I'm wrong, obviously it could be anything else, but I would definitely assume that losing us would be one of the up there as one of the biggest your biggest fears. And so that's the first thing that popped up into my mind.
You're gonna
Outliving my loved ones. Okay, so yeah,
you did that's it.
okay.
Is I couldn't even bring myself to say what you just said,
Mhm.
because that just brings a sadness to me. And you just sharing that and everything you just said was just absolutely beautiful because that truly is. You couldn't have said it any better. I just kind of put it out there but I didn't want to say that. I didn't want to speak that or even think that, So
Yeah.
I would say, yeah, you know your mother pretty well.
Yeah,
I
I
think
think
that last one did it.
yeah, I did pretty. I think well, I got like probably like 3 out of.
You got you didn't guess Israel would be the place that I wanted. You got one, you got the nurse,
Mhm.
and you got two out of five.
2 okay, 2 out of 5, okay.
Hmm.
I changed your
It's not
mind
bad.
I changed your mind about the
And you
birthday.
changed my mind about it, so there you go.
2 and a half.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, 2 and a half, 2 and a half.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the end on this sad note. I think I should do how well does Mater know Seder, maybe
Oh
the
God.
episode, yeah. But to end on a sad note, I'll give you one question.
Okay.
Um,
Well, you have to write it down because you can change it if I, you know,
just let's just
it
skip
has to be authentic. You don't have a piece of paper and a pen.
no, but well, we have the gift for editing. I can pop the words on screen.
Okay.
Just spitball. This is just one question.
Okay.
What do you think is okay? Maybe let's try something that you would probably know. Where was the first place I lived when I moved out to California? What's the name of the city?
St. Pedro.
Good job. I only all right, and that's good. That was something she would probably know, but it'd be a hard one because I only lived in San Pedro for 2 months.
Hmm.
The rest of my time, I'm currently in Hawthorne. So that's it. That's all. That's all I got. All this depressing stuff out the way. I think we kind of sandwiched all the bad stuff and kind of ran through it, but gave some, some good insight and got some stuff off our chest. This is going to be a blast editing, a blast.
I'm sure.
Yeah, but
I'm sure.
like I said, it's a part of the piecemeal. We're going to figure things out. We're going to figure out this little interference, but it shouldn't sound too bad. But like I said, I'm glad to be doing this. We have our website up. We got test episodes coming up. We're going to come up with a contest for our first fan. So we're giving out lifetime supply of everything that we do. So you know, stay tuned for that. I'm really excited to have our first fan, and we'll have you on the show. We'll name the episode after you, put a stamp on it, and it's gonna be official. So don't you worry. But each and every Sunday, guys, we'll be here. Each and every Sunday. I love doing this. I love my mom. I love the work and the creative energy that's back into my life because of this show. So I just want to say that.
Nice. I
Yeah.
just want to thank everybody for viewing us, the family,
The family.
as the family. And I just want to say I love my family. So stay safe.
Stay safe. We love y'all. Love you, mom.
Love you too, baby. I'll talk to you later.
All right. All right. Bye bye.
Okay. Bye.